My name is Mike Lothrop, also known as Mike Tipso, Mr. President, Grandpa, Uncle Grandpa, and it's an honor to be with you here today. Thank you all for being here. As you well know, it's been an absolute whirlwind of emotion since we heard what happened on April 1st. It's hard to know even what to say about it, but I would say that remembering Jason through Facebook and through stories with you guys has helped so much. Like, please keep telling the stories because they're just so valuable. I think that his journey was exceptional, and even though we don't know why the destination happened so quickly, it's, as they say, it's about the journey. It's amazing to me how many people have since come up to me and professed how close they felt to Jason after just meeting him a few times. Like, they didn't really know him, but they felt like they knew him. And that was no coincidence. I mean, he had a genuine positivity and an enthusiasm for life, and it was just something that you wanted to be near and part of. So we're here today to celebrate the life and friendship of the magical unicorn of a human being we know as Jason Dwayne Camacho Mountain Dew Seifer. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. And I really do mean this when I say that our lives are forever changed having known Jason. I think every person in this room shares the unforgettable experience of laughing with him or at him. Many of us have shared a meal, a drink, and a story or several. Some of us have traveled with him, DP'd with him. You guys know what that means, right? Everyone is on board with that? Okay. But regardless, it was impossible not to love the guy. The power of love is a curious thing. And a pimp's love is very different from that of a square. Those are the famous words of Huey Lewis and the news. So I take great comfort in the fact that this love for Jason has no ending. It truly does not. It's still growing and will continue to grow as we connect with each other and we learn more about him and how he impacted the lives of everyone in this room and beyond. And the love for him is why we miss him. But just know that that love is still here. Jason's spirit and his memory lives on in each and every one of us and on our t-shirts. Now we have a cult of Jason, which if there were a cult for Jason, I would join it. So I think that's what we're doing. So YOLO YOLO is a thing. For anybody who is not familiar, it stands for You Only Live Once, and it's kind of the super cheesy millennial version of Carpe Diem. It means live your life. And Jason would use YOLO half jokingly, but I think it also really meant something to him. He was a person who did not hesitate to live. And it was almost as if he was aware of life's preciousness and impermanence. And it just, like, thinking back, in the 5+ years that I knew Jason, like, you really never hear him complain or talk negatively about anything or anyone. I don't know anybody else like that. We all have our gripes and we all kind of deal with things in different ways, but oh, I like his song. Let's listen. So he kept judgments to himself, and he shared what made him happy, and he also kept it very close to him, and that's how he lived his life. He was constantly working to improve his life as well. He was, as most of you know, he's a brilliant computer programmer and instructor, and also a psychology major. It's like he knew about people or wanted to learn about people, and he definitely it showed. He knew how to have good relationships. So, yeah, I mean, he did all these great things. Of course, he loved his dog, Daphne. And Daphne's at our house right now. We're very honored to be hosting her. She may make an appearance today. Can't promise anything. We need to have a Daphne handler, I think, to bring her up. But I know that a lot of people would like to see her. He was a fantastic dancer, of course. Pardon? He was an entertaining karaoke performer and a master of puns. And as the rabbi yesterday said, he had an affinity for small hands. I don't know what that means, he said, but it was pretty amazing that he said that. So Jason, he always knew how to have fun, and there was no question that you were just going to have the absolute best time with him. He loved being the center of attention, but he also loved sharing the spotlight. He would let you be in the joke, and he made you feel as funny as he was. And God, that laugh of his, is there anything better than that laugh? Let's just take a moment of silence and think about that laugh and hear it in our head. And this song. Let's listen to this song too. If I really had planned ahead, I would have his laugh just like come up and down. But that you guys have it. It's there. It's for sure there. So yeah, when we were trying to figure out who was going to host this, we agreed like he would have been perfect for this. But you know, doing my best. So now I would love to invite anybody who would love to be on stage and share the spotlight with him one more time. I'm trying to do this. So those not familiar with Between Two Ferns, this is a pretty pivotal, I think, video series of interviews. I'm not going to be necessarily the interviewer, but I will sit on this stage with you and I will go through it. So, who would like to be the first? No pressure, you know. All right, we have a taker. Thank you. All right, Nick Petit.
So I'm Nick Pettit.
Oh,
and it's all right. Oh my goodness. I'm a little offended, but it's okay. So yeah, I'm Nick Pettit, and I wrote down some words about Jason. Wasn't sure if I was going to read them, but I'll read it to you now. So I don't remember all of the times that Jason and I got together, but I do remember what we were drinking. We worked together for about 5 years at an online school called Treehouse. And on one of the first days in the office, he pulled me aside and he said, "Hey, come take a photo with me." Now, for those of you that know Jason, this isn't all that weird, but think about that for just a second. You're in an office setting, the new guy at work comes up to you and he says, "Hey, come take a photo with me." Like, who does that? Jason does that. That's right. So, Jason was many things to many people. He was very generous with his time and energy. Sometimes Jason was enigmatic, so it's been really wonderful getting to know all of his friends and family. And he was always just so happy. One of the last times that Jason and I hung out together was when my fiancée Roxy and I were doing his St. Patrick's Day photo shoot. And we find these absurd, like, costume wear suits with, you know, hearts for Valentine's Day and four-leaf clovers for St. Patty's Day. And most people, you know, they would joke about these types of ideas. They'd say, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if, you know, we did such and such?" But Jason would go do them. You know, there's a real life lesson there. And when we were leaving that day, I hugged him, And I said this would be the closest I would ever get to being friends with Pee Wee Herman. And even when Jason was facing really serious challenges in life, he would find the humor in just about any situation. He taught me to not take life so seriously and to do the things that you want to do. But more than anything, Jason was just a walking masterclass in friendship. He would always take the time to ask how you were doing and to take a real interest in the things that were important to you. And he wouldn't just drive Roxy and I to the airport. He would make a whole playlist to make us feel uncomfortable the entire time we were riding to the airport. Some people make music and paintings, or they cure diseases. Jason's medium was friendship. He was the best at it. So the next time you're just idly browsing Facebook, doing stuff instead of what you're supposed to be doing, reach out to somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time and ask them how they're doing. Because I think that's where the real spirit of Jason lives now. He was a friend to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now we're in last name, so we're even closer now. All right, here's a.
Oh man, so Jason would sometimes refer to me as Aaron, and people would always say, "Who the hell is that?" Because they don't know how to spell Aaron, but it's fine. He actually put me in his phone so that Siri would recognize it and say, "Hey, Aaron." The puns, please use them to break the ice with each other, to kind of kick off the dust. I still have 6 more that I can give away. The last one in the bag is mine. I will share with you one of my favorite puns, and that's it. I recently decided I should probably stop running so many marathons once somebody told me how racist they are. You're welcome. I'm welcome for all the groans today, too. So, I had a beard until last night, but this is the most ridiculous facial hair I can have, and people think it looks appropriate, which is disturbing. But Jason and I used to go out places, and he would always say, Aaron, it's kind of hard when we go out places because people think that we're a couple. And I was kind of offended, but I just said, why? And he said, because you've got a beard and tattoos, people think you're the boy. And then we cheersed our mimosas and carried on with brunch. But not too long ago, he actually asked me to, I loved when he asked me to partake in some of his photo shoots. And they would always start off with, probably a lot of people have gotten these weird text messages from him, things like, hey, you know anybody with a horse? And you just have to respond because you just want to know where this ride is going to go. No pun intended. But he wanted to do a cowboy-inspired photo shoot, and he said, hey, will you come horseback riding with me? And I thought, that sounds very heterosexual, let's do it. And so we went out to Disney, because that's the only place you can get on such short notice. And then as we're riding along, I turned and looked back at him and I said, Jason, I just got to let you know, people wonder why we're a couple, you're sitting on it right now. But I spent the whole day with him, right? And anyone who's ever got that gift knows what it's like, right? It's going to be tons of things that are referenced that you can't tell anybody else because you don't know if you'll go to jail or there's a statute of limitations. Tons of things that are going to be said. They're going to make you laugh for days and days and days later. And I went back through my pictures the other day and found the pictures from that horseback riding session. It was weird to think about how much I got broken up over what was arguably the most homoerotic event of my life, and I was in the Marine Corps for 12 years, so that should tell you something. Really, I just came up here to hype up all the tiny hands. I still have 6 left. Please come pull them out of the bag, and then you get to reach your pun to other people. The more you share them with each other, the more you're actually sharing him. There is actually one pun out of all 50 of these that was the last one he told me. The creepy part for me is that it hasn't been pulled out yet. So if the last one left is that one, I'm gonna leave and go find a priest. Please share all your puns with each other. Please keep sharing them individually, and find someone else you can share it with, because I'm sure all of our girlfriends are getting mad at us for listening to them. Thank you, man.
So Jason and I, Jason was my first roommate in college, my best friend. He loves to make me laugh. We were polar opposites. And when I first met Jason, he had never had pizza, Doritos, alcohol, absolutely nothing. And I was a wild child, and I introduced him to the wild side, and he took it a whole nother level. Went from the teacher to the student real fast. Closer? You guys hear me now? Sorry, I don't speak on the mic. Okay, so I can't thank you guys enough for everything you guys have done. He was a great person. I was going to write this huge thing. I'm not going to write anything. I know everything, and I try to share it. Some stories I can never tell any of you. They're bad. They're real bad. We should be in jail. But we're here. Jason, unfortunately, got ripped away from us for some unknown reason, but he would never want us to be depressed about it. He's awesome. He was a genius. If you didn't know that. I know, all kidding aside, his jokes are funny, but he's the smartest man I've ever met. So we'll miss him greatly. One of the funniest things with Jason, I'll tell one part of it. It involved alcohol. I was home from the Coast Guard. Well, I wasn't supposed to be at home from the Coast Guard. I ran away from the ship for the weekend in Jacksonville just to hang out with Jason before I had to leave again for a while. And he got us all-you-can-drink vodka at some club in downtown Orlando. It's the last thing we remember. We were out for 6 hours later, apparently. Cell phones were new at the time. Basically, Jason was in a tree on the side of 408. The police were looking for him. His Volvo was in a ditch. He's the only person I know that got 4 flat tires without popping the tire. He tore all 4 tires off the rim, doing 360s, looking for me in the middle of the 408. I was blacked out on top of my rental car without my keys, and no one would open the car because I was too drunk, thank God. And around 12 o'clock the next day, he kicked in the front door. Somehow I got back to his apartment, and he said, "Where the hell have you been?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Me neither." I said, "Where are our cars?" And he's like, "They're both gone." And I had to get back to the base in a few hours, and I was hours away. And we both went to 2 different tow yards. And we got our cars back, and we still laugh about that to this day. I can't wait to laugh about it again with him in the future. So that's one of the bad ones. I won't tell any more of the But Jason was amazing. I know he loved you all, especially his close friends up here in Orlando. Last time I was up here, I reminded him how great he has it with his here. But he's great because he was kind of on the fence of moving around. But he got his dream home. He had his dream job. He met some amazing people, had best friends, and he went out on the top. So I guess you have to look at it that way. And he'd be very pissed if any of you guys are depressed or think anything stupid, because it just won't happen. I cried the first 2 days, and been pretty much okay since then because he's funny as shit. Like, everything around here is ridiculous. And there's only one Jason, and you'll never meet another. You can't be like him, but God, don't forget it. And he wasn't a religious man, but he lived a religious life. I mean, the only thing missing was saying the word God. He did everything for everybody, and if there's a heaven, he's there. Plain and simple, and I can't wait to see him. Thank you all. Thank you, Maren. Love you all.
So I just want to say how I actually met Jason, and a few of you have heard this story. I'm a fishmonger at the farmer's market here. I don't know, so you know, are in Titusville and Port Canaveral. Anyway, I work for a really small company. And I do the farmer's market. I've been doing it for over like I think 5-6 years. And Jason was one of my customers, and he would like religiously come every Monday. You know, he liked his routines, and buy a pound of shrimp for me. And then, you know, of course we talked. And then one day I just asked him, like, hey, like, why don't you buy fish? Like, it's so good for you. Like, we have a lot of it. Why is it always the shrimp? He's like, well, you know, shrimp is like very, a lot healthier for you than fish is. And of course, like, I knew it wasn't like, fish is like the epitome of healthy seafood. He was trying to convince me, and he's just like, I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. Like, I know this. I'm a doctor. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, and then like the dynamic changed quickly. And I really believed him. And I think from then on, he knew I was very gullible. And then that's how the friendship grew. Because I would just like believe anything. So yeah, that's how we met. And I do also remember a really important day in my life, and that's when I became a citizen of the United States. He was, you know, one of the few people that was just so excited for me. He was just so happy for me. He knew how important it was to me. And, you know, he even made me a card that I found actually about 2 weeks ago, and I had forgotten about, and it had an eagle inside. And we ate burgers, you know, around that time, which is very American. And he taught me his stance. Like, he actually like made me, you know, like that one right there. He positioned me in the right way so I could take a proper photo as an American. And it was beautiful. So the last thing I will say about Jason is that, and I think a lot of my close friends know this, but I had a very difficult time the past like 2-3 years, and he was and he was always there. He was just, you know, and I rarely saw anyone because I was doing a lot of family things. But he would always check up on me. Always. He was the one person that would always check up on me. And he would text me and say, hey, how are you going? And, you know, we would meet up once a month for like brunch or something, just talk, and we talk for several hours. And it was great. It was amazing. And I'm going to really miss that. And this is great. I'm very happy right now, though, even though I'm almost crying. Thank you.
Hey, can we give Michael Witherick, president of Audubon Park, a big round of applause? He thanked a lot of people earlier throughout this.
It's a great team.
I'm going to share one of my earliest memories of Jason. It wasn't the first time I met him, it was I didn't really know him that well at that point. Sorry. It sounds so loud. So if you guys don't know, I'm from Redlight here, and we used to be over on Bennett Road, about a mile away, and I don't remember what it was. I kind of think it was Halloween. Teach, do you remember? It was Halloween? Yeah. We had a young lady come up to the bar and say, I don't know, I tried to park in the parking lot around the corner, and there was a guy passed out in the parking space. And I was like, what? I said, yeah. So he's like laid out, like passed out in the parking space. So I didn't pull in. I'm like, well, that's good you didn't run over a human being. And I just remember, I didn't know what was going to be over there, so I was like, teach, come with me. I want someone with me. Like, let's go check this out. We walk out, and we walk around the corner. It was like the building kind of at the end of our block. And we walk up, and we're like, it's Jason. What's going on? So we walked over to him, and we kind of slapped him in the face. Kind of woke him up, and got him back back upright, and he walked him back to our patio that we had on the time. And TJ went back and was taking care of things in the bar, and I grabbed a bunch of water, and I was giving him this pint glass of water, like, just drink this, just drink water, just sit here and drink water. And I turned around and talked to someone else for about 30 seconds, and I look back and he's gone. And I look out down the sidewalk, and he's just zigzagging, like, down the sidewalk toward, like, Baldwin Park from our location. It's like, oh, he's like a block away now. I'm not chasing him down. And that's when we're like catching up with him, a week or two later, and he's like, yeah, past that since, woke up early in the morning. Yeah, Jason, I don't know. That's my story.
To add to Brent's story, I remember that somewhat clearly, and later when Jason explained sort of the situation that he got into, he told me that his Halloween costume was a douchebag, and I've seen pictures from that same night, though not earlier in the evening, and some of the memories you guys have shared. He was wearing like a visor upside down and backwards, and he apparently was downtown buying round and round of Jaeger, and that's when he got in so much trouble that evening. But around that same time, long before I really knew him at all, he made my name into a slang term, which I think he really genuinely wanted to catch on and become like a national thing. But he made him a term called "Teach Me," and then when he came to a bar and he wanted a beer and he didn't know what beer to order, he would tell the bartender, "Teach me." And he told me that he would do this at other bars that I didn't work at. And whenever he would go to a new city, he would go to a bar and tell the bartender, "Teach me." And when they, of course, had no idea what he was talking about, he would explain, without referencing me at all, that it just means the bartender picks up your beer. And every now and then someone would come to Redlight and say, "I don't know what this means, but I met a guy at a bar I was at earlier tonight, and he told me to come here and ask to be teached." And I said, "Yeah, I'll explain."
He put it in the Urban Dictionary.
He put it in the Urban Dictionary. That was how he met Dan, because Dan would also say "teach me," and apparently they both came up with it independently, so I assumed they were friends, and it turns out they didn't know each other. Whenever I would see him, he would work my name into every sentence he said to me, and I would try to keep up with him, and I soon discovered that I could not say my own name as much as he could, because he couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't think of another sentence to work my name into, and he would still be going. Just now when we were looking at the descriptions of the beer he drank on the wall up front, you have a little magnifying glass and you can read his colorful and hilarious and creative descriptions. And the first one I read said, "Would not teach again." I had no idea that he even worked my name into. These were not things that he necessarily showed me at the time. He just did it. The last time I saw him was at Little Indies, and he had just come in and I was about to leave, but I decided to stick around and have a beer with him, which he bought for me, of course. And then Jen bought us a round of Fernet, which we took, and by that time I was swimming a little bit. I think this was like February, and I wasn't bartending here as often, and so I didn't see him as often, and it just was really good to run into him, and I just felt for sure I'd see him again.
and I didn't. It was hard, so it means a lot to be here.
So I met Jason, I don't even know how many years ago, through Redlight. And we work in the same field. I teach at the university. Jason, of course, taught for Treehouse. And I asked him to come and talk to my class. In his presentation, pictures of dogs, dragons, me drunk, whole pages of code that didn't relate to anything. Little inside jokes that we had that none of the students got. And by the end of the presentation, which by the way, made no sense at all. But the funny part was, if you took it apart and put it back together, it made perfect sense. So the students had to go back through their notes and rearrange their notes in a different order in order for it to make sense. So it was like a scavenger hunt of information, which was pretty awesome. All right. So afterwards, I said, "Hey, Jason, thanks for coming out. Let's go to breakfast." And we sat down at breakfast, and he said something to me that I'll never forget. He said, "Anytime you want me to come back in and talk to your students, have me back." And so for 3 years, once a semester, he would donate his time and come in and talk to my students and give a different unintelligible, filled with pictures of things like people stacked up like Corwood after one of his birthday parties. When we started the Scotch tasting at 2 a.m. and ended it at 7 a.m. and had 23 different scotches. I don't get hangovers, but I've gotten hangovers with Jason. Yeah, so he did live life to the fullest, and he did give of himself every day. So if you do take anything out of this entire experience, give of yourself every day, and love everyone that you see.
So, I'm Jason's brother. I didn't meet Jason until he was 18 years old. Until he was 18 years old, and I was 30, which is a little weird. But the way I know Jason is very different from the way other guys know Jason. And I'm a little bit jealous. I think I got the wrong side of the wheel. Jason would call and talk about what was going on at work and ask for business advice and things like that. But mostly the way I knew Jason was a great uncle. He was such a good uncle that he actually made me look like a bad dad sometimes. So a few years back, we saved up to do an epic Walt Disney World trip with the girls. And we did the whole thing. We stayed at the Polynesian and breakfast with the princesses and stuff like that. And then one night we went out to meet Jason and Candace for dinner at the Rainforest Cafe. And Jason showed up with this sack of gifts and toys and stuffed animals and clothing. And so at the end of this big epic trip to Disney World, the only thing that my kids remember was dinner with Jason at the Rainforest Cafe. And it doesn't stop. So my girls just got here a couple hours ago, and I looked in Mia's suitcase, and she's got like one shirt, like one pair of underwear, and these huge, giant, puffy New York Yankees slippers that Jason sent her for Christmas last year. The whole suitcase, that's what's in the suitcase. So anyway, we've really enjoyed getting to learn more about the Jason that you guys knew. And again, I'm super jealous. I wish I had gotten to spend more time with him the way you guys have. But we had our own special thing, and we're going to miss him a lot. Thank you.
Jason, my favorite thing about Jason is that he made me proud to be who I was. No matter what, like, because I am inherently kind of weird or a little goofy as well. Even though it comes like late in the game, like maybe not right away. When I met Jason, I was like, oh shit, we're ready. I was like, we can do this immediately. And he got me a bouquet of tiny hands for my most recent birthday. And he jammed them in a bunch of calla lilies, and it's just ridiculous. It's so good. I don't know the story. I don't know. I think I just like to leave it with exactly that. Like, Jason made me happy to be who I was all of the time, without any question. Like, anytime I was like, oh, this is ridiculous, just my top. Just immediately text Jason. And I would also just, at the very least, I would get ha 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 ha. And I was like, that's a win, that's good. You can always judge it by like how many ha 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 ha. Anyway, so I'm pretty stoked to DP later, and I hope everyone is ready to DP later. Yeah! DP. And if there's one thing that you should do forever, it's always DP, no matter where you are or who you're with. That's my takeaway.
So I have a lot of Jason stories, and I'm just gonna get like the hard part out of the way and say that, like for Cynthia, Jason, he was a very private person. He always had a thing. He was like, I didn't make it, sorry, I didn't make it, I had a thing. He always had a thing. He kept a lot of stuff close to his chest and just gave me the best parts of him. I was really grateful when I have been having a lot of really hard family stuff go down in the last few years, that Jason was one of the only people who looked me right in the eye and told me he understood how I was feeling, and I actually thought he meant it. So I will never stop being grateful for that part of Jason, and for him opening up and sharing something with me that made me feel okay about some of the stuff that I have been going through. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about something else. Every year, Mike and I, for the last almost 10 years, have been putting on this obnoxious holiday party called Fancy Party. And Jason was like, as soon as he kind of entered our friend orbit, was a pretty wholehearted adopter of Fancy Party. I'm really proud to say a lot of the pictures of him are from the Fancy Party photo booth, including the one next to the photo booth. Jason fully embraced the please dress fancy rule of Fancy Party. It's the only rule of Fancy Party. You should be fancy. Like last year when my curtain's back and we were like, this party's ridiculous. And it's become like this huge chore, and I was gonna just a year ago I was like, God, this party's stupid. We are adults, and we have a mortgage and responsibilities, and we've got to stop having this stupid party that is so much work, and I inevitably have to kick someone out of my home, and there's always something stupid. I was talking to Jason about how I don't know if we're gonna do this anymore, and he his face just got really serious. It was like, you can't cancel Fancy. What do I need to do? So, I couldn't work last year. I made him I texted him, I was like, were you serious about helping me because I need ice? And dude showed up and I don't even understand how he drove from his house to our house, because I think he made it in 30 seconds. And he's like, what do I need to do? He was too fast for me. And he helped us, get stuff together for the party. It was really helpful. It was really sweet. and he was talking to me while we were doing this, like he was helping me get ice. We go through so much ice during fancy party. So much ice. So he helped me get like a completely unreasonable amount of ice together so that we could put this damn party on. And we're talking and he's like, yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm not going to be able to get low during the dance party part of this. I got this suit. It's really good, but the pants are a little bit tight. And that's when I bestowed on Jason the long-held woman, mostly feminine secret of you got to do squats and lunges in your pants before you leave the house. And Jason came to fancy party in a beautiful navy suit. I don't know if you guys remember, he wore the most beautiful navy suit to fancy party this year. And we had a really incredible DJ, and we had probably the best and sweatiest dance floor of all the 9 fancy parties before it. And Jason got it. And his pants did not rip on his fancy. So I want to remember that part of Jason. And I feel like maybe I'm never going to be able to stop hosting this damn party. Because, Jason would have gotten serious with me, and like nobody wants Jason next to us.
I first met Jason on the dance floor dance party many years ago, and it was something I will never forget. He was a sweaty mess. He had just the biggest smile, and he was the most ridiculous dancer, and I loved him from the go. And we had this conversation once about Facebook, and I'd been a part of Facebook for a while, but I had never poked anyone or been poked. And we had this conversation. He was shocked that I had never been poked before. And I was like, well, okay, so poking, you press this button that says poke on somebody's page, and it's like, oh, Jason Seifer poked you. Jenna Karen poked you. Mike Tips have poked you. And it's just a weird thing to me, and I never really participated in it because I thought it was strange. And then I forgot it existed. And he's like, what do you mean you've never been poked? I've never been poked. I don't know what to say. I've never been poked on Facebook. And I've never poked anyone. And this was at a party we were all drinking, and I thought it was just a random conversation that would be done. And then the next day, after I'd already forgotten about this conversation, I checked Facebook, had a notification, Jason Seifer poked you. I was like, oh, right, poking. We talked about that. And I poked him back, and then he poked me like 20 times in a row. And then every day for almost 2 weeks, Jason Seifer poked you. Jason Seifer poked you. Jason Seifer poked you. Like, he poked me so many times. And every time it made me smile and it made me laugh. And I still have never been poked like Jason Seifer poked me. And I have never poked anyone else. And I think I'm gonna stick to that. So.
I have literally one word to say. And I think a lot of you know how to respond to this. And I'm not going to use the microphone because it's loud. So I hope everybody joins with me right now and give one real hearty.
I do miss that. That was the kind of Marco Polo of Redlight. None of you people know me. I work with Jason at Doc City. My name's Frank. I just had a short message
Swallow that mic. There you go.
Doximity has started a foundation at UCF, a Jason Seifer Updog Memorial Foundation.
What's up?
Scholarship.
Real thing.
And it's the company has put in $25,000, an initial $1,000 every year, and then we're going to do a fundraiser and all the employees, and it'll be open to everyone. And it's going to be for an exceptional student who also has humor and is punny and everything that Jason was. I just wanted to share that with everyone. He will be genuinely missed at Doximity. He was someone who everyone knew, and he was a part of every presentation. All these pictures that he did were always incorporated into the presentation that our CEO or the highest level people would do. And it was very sad. We just had an offsite, and we all took a moment of silence. We're really going to miss him. I was very lucky to be the only other Florida person, so we had that bond to be a Florida man together. We talk about alligators and methamphetamines, and, you know, everything else that's Florida. So that's all I wanted to say, and thank you.
My name is Phil Henry. Probably out of everybody in this room, I might have known Jason for the least amount of time. I met Jason in January. I met him through a really good text that I thought was from my current girlfriend, but was really from Jason. So I owe Jason the last really couple good 5 months. I owe Jason the current relationship that I'm in. He was definitely responsible for it. So I was texting my current girlfriend, Jess, in Palo. And I guess I wasn't being aggressive enough, and Jason grabbed the phone from her and wrote, "Phil, take me on a date. I don't care how you spell your name, even if it's with 2 L's." Assuming that I thought that was from Jess, I wrote, "You're very straightforward. I'd like to. Let's plan something soon." Jason wrote back, "I'm free Wednesday and Thursday around 8. And we went on a date. I actually just heard from one of Jason's really good friends, Jeff, that I got him back with a prank, which I'm pretty proud of. I didn't know I got him back that serious, but it's really cool that I was accepted into a really good, loving group of friends that Jason had. So you guys should be really proud of yourself. Jason shows really good people to be around. I enjoyed every moment that I had with Jason, even though it was short, and I think there's a lot of memories that I'm going to have with my girlfriend and Jason. Cheers to Jason.
So the first time that I met Jason was way back in the early days of the market. I was in his second year, and I was working the big wheel provision. He came by to buy some eggs, and he made a pun about how the eggs were extraordinary. And I knew right then that I love Jason's side of it. For the years since, up until recent, I would always look forward to the possibility, or very high probability, of running into Jason at one of our favorite cons. Whether it be Redlight, or Indies, or any of the countless places we have here worth visiting. And it actually was one of the motivating factors that got me out of the house and out into town, was the possibility that I might run into Jason, and well, who knows what would happen after that. One of the things I loved about Jason was how he would encourage the ridiculousness that hid within him. And we would have fun battles. he would start a pun, and I would continue the pun, and we would sort of explore all the possible pun abilities, if you will, until we had like squeezed every ounce of blood out of that stone. And we'd keep going. Even loop over some of the puns again, just for good measure. I know it's been said how no one YOLOs like Jason YOLO. And really, for me, that is one of the greatest things I've taken away from this tragedy. Because man, nobody YOLO'd like he did. Like, every moment that you spent with him, he felt like there was nothing more important and potentially ridiculous than that moment. And you always wanted to see where it went. I'm going to miss that moment. But in his honor, I'm going to try and live every day to bring that out. Because we don't need more of that in our life. We don't need more Jason Seifer in our lives. That's all I have to say about that.
When I first met Jason, it was very easy to talk to him. It was one of the bonding things. First meeting him was the fact that we both knew all the lyrics to Salt and Pepper's Shoop song. And also, what he found incredibly amusing was that I was an Asian Jew. And, you know, it's not easy finding someone who's Jewish. And I guess the ongoing joke was that I'm Jew-ish. But one of the things that was kind of bonding for both of us was that we were both silly and we loved to laugh, and I really love puns. He was the kind of person really that I enjoyed being around, and someone that I admired, and someone that I wanted to be like. And the moment that he passed, it was very hard because you realize that for someone like him to be a part of your day-to-day and for him to be gone, how quiet your day is. And I just want you to know, though I've never met some of you, that he did mean a lot to me, and he was incredibly kind, and he was very funny, and that he was someone that I look forward to seeing. But I'm not nearly as quick-witted or as confident or as funny as he was, but he invited me to his birthday for the Punslinger show, and puns for me, I'm not very punctual in my puns, but I did make an attempt to write one, and this is one that he enjoyed and that I quickly made up. I was in a pun contest, and I prepared my 10 best puns. They should have won it, but unfortunately, no pun intended. So, he was a very special person. He was a very special person to me.